Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yaeli Ali. In this incarnation, we are here in one more day. And well, I'm going to talk about the energies of this next week from today, August 11th, until August 18th. And actually, this includes the 19th because that day we are going to have the full moon in Aquarius, and that energy is also part of this week. This is something that it is active already. And many of the transits that I'm going to mention today are part of that full moon, are part of the configuration of that event. Well, yesterday I talked about the moon going through Scorpio, yesterday, today, tomorrow, so I'm not going to repeat that information. And well, the next important event that we have, it is on August 14th, the conjunction of Mars and Jupiter. This is something that it is active since the last week. They are going to make this conjunction in the degree 16 of Gemini, and also Rigel, which is a fixed star, it is participating. The energy of this star is associated to Mars and Jupiter precisely. It is an energy of expansion and of big achievements, but that require efforts of initiative, courage. And at the same time, the nature of this star is dual because it is brings lessons of humility to sustain what it was obtained, because the achievements can be lost if we are not approaching our process in that way. So this is the energy of this star that is participating also of this conjunction. Then we have to take in account something that I've been talking a lot in the last videos. I'm going to leave the playlist, with the videos of squares between Jupiter and Gemini and Saturn retrograde in Pisces, because well, these two planets right now are responding to Mercury, which is retrograde in Virgo at this moment, but this week it is going to move, and also making the square with Saturn. Conjunctions between Mars and Jupiter in Gemini are about a big news that are coming to light, truths that are revealing. In the individual way, could be expansive beginnings, things that we can do with big visions. But because of this square with Saturn, it is important, on one hand, to learn to communicate with greater responsibility, to express and to move forward in the things that are really aligned with our divine purpose, and it is important to evaluate the information that is transmitted, because there could be dualities, it is very associated with the energy of Gemini. Things that are not matching, it is important to wait with the energy of Saturn, to have patience and to wait to have all the information that we need to decide. And this also happens with the things that are coming in the collective. Because Mercury is still in Virgo right now. And a Mercury in Virgo tells us that logic is very useful. It is not, because we are in a spiritual path, that we have to get rid of logic. But it is important to understand that there are aspects of the reality that cannot be contained in what the mind already knows in the social and in the individual level. This is something important, but it is not about getting rid of logic. This same day, on August 14th, the moon in Sagittarius is going to create tensions with all the planets, opposition with Mars and Jupiter, squares with Saturn in Pisces, and also squares with Venus, that is in Virgo, and it is approaching the opposition with Saturn. So, it is important to take this in account, because this is going to be a very tense day. And I'm going to talk about more of that. I'm going to talk more about that, in the video of the full moon, because that day is going to be perfected the opposition between Venus and Saturn. But mainly, these transits are about to develop patience, making the necessary efforts. And every time that I'm talking about efforts, I am referring to put, the will of the soul above what many times the identity wants. This means boundaries, limits in distractions, social media, the ways that we are communicating and expressing, because the energy of Mars and Jupiter could be very, very impulsive. And with a square with Saturn, it is about, blockages, restrictions, limitations that are showing us that we weren't responsible, maybe. Or, understanding that the paths that are blocked, it is because maybe they are not for us, or we are not approaching them in the right way, because these tensions are proposing change, movement, making things in a different way. Saturn many times could be like a harsh master, because life finds ways in which we can really awaken to new perceptions and to the mental dynamics that we sustain. For example, I'm saying this because there is a lot of energy in Gemini. So I think that everybody can prove that while we have a problem, thinking and thinking about that without doing anything, it is not going to solve it. But many times those automatic pilots can be activated, and they are giving us a sign, sorry, to return to the present. I am with Mercury retrograde today. So we have to take in account this thing of the indecision, all the things that I mentioned in the other videos about the square Jupiter and Saturn. Well, this same day, August 14th, Mercury retrograde returns to Leo. So the review that we do, it is now in aspects of our creativity, talents, authenticity that we need to express. And in fact, the day after, on August 15th, this is going to be active from the 13th to the 17th, more or less. The Sun in Leo is perfecting a trine with Chiron in Aries. And this is a harmonic aspect, an opportunity to irradiate our light, the light that each one has, transcending the fears or the insecurities that many times create the barriers to do that. So that those days are very nice ones to assume decisions, to express our talents, to express authenticity, not only in terms of our talents, but also in our relationships. On August 16th, Mars is going to perfect its square with Saturn in Pisces, Mars in Gemini, but this energy is present in the whole week. And squares between Mars and Gemini and Saturn many times are this thing that we want to move forward, and there is something that is stopping us, or there is a limitation. But again, that is because we need to make things different. We need to assume responsibilities. We need to learn something about maturity, a new level of spiritual maturity. Finally, because I'm leaving the energy of the full moon for tomorrow, finally, on August 18th, Mercury retrograde in Leo creates its second square with Uranus in Taurus and a conjunction with the Sun in Leo. So this event, it is connected with something that happened on July 21st, something that happened at that time, conversations, processes that we have, that we experimented at that moment are connected with this moment. And something is illuminating. We can understand better an experience, but also we have to understand with these squares that there are decisions that imply detachment and liberation from old structures, because we need to transcend resistances to change, which is the quality many times of fixed signs. And the Uranian energy is going to be present the whole week, because Uranus is going to be a fundamental factor in the next full moon in Aquarius. It is going to be very present in that lunation. So we can expect radical changes the next days, that the discomfort of life move us to make them, or that the cosmos bring them, and that cosmos pushes us to make those changes. So tomorrow I'm going to comment about this, but all the aspects that I mentioned until now, they are participating of this full moon. So thank you everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao ciao.